Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Rockford Police pull a body out of the Rock River this week. Now Wisconsin authorities are involved. The newest information we just learned in the case.
As the wind picks up, so does the trash. The Winnebago County landfill continues to cause headaches for neighbors. There's one possible solution to keep the trash contained.
And a local family wins a home makeover, but thanks to some loved ones, that's not the only surprise they've received. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson.
We begin with updates in 3 separate police investigations, including a Rockford standoff and a murder. But first, the body found in the Rock River in Rockford Tuesday.
About 40 minutes ago, Wisconsin investigators say they've taken several people into custody in connection to the 80-year-old's death. Those people are all being held on unrelated charges. Police are questioning the group, but haven't called those rounded up suspects. The Altoona Police Department is working with Rockford Police, Wisconsin State Patrol, and the Division of Criminal Investigation. Altoona Police raided a home last night linked to the murder. Officers are still there. They seized a van, but didn't say what else they found. According to investigators, the victim may have known who's responsible, but detectives are still trying to connect all the pieces, including how the body ended up in Rockford.
We're learning more about a Rockford Police standoff this morning. It started around 10:30 at a home on 5th Street near Kishwaukee and 5th Avenue. Police say a man inside held his family at gunpoint. SWAT and a K-9 unit responded. Investigators made contact with all of them over the phone. They were told the gunman may have been suffering a mental health crisis. Officers convinced him to come out of the home unarmed, and they took him into custody.
It worked out very well. The family was very cooperative. The officers did a great job, contacted them and working it all out to a peaceful ending.
The man was taken to the hospital for a medical assessment. After that, the state's attorney's office will decide if any charges will be filed. A tragic update to last night's shooting at 11th Street and 6th Avenue. Investigators tell us the 19-year-old victim died. A gunman shot him at least 2 times. This happened just after 6:30. We asked police what led up to the shooting and if they have any suspects. All they tell us is if anyone has information, give them a call. We'll continue to follow all of these stories as more updates come in. Stay on top of all of it on air and online at mystateline.com. Windy days like today are a nightmare for Rockford residents living near the Winnebago landfill.
Their yards, trees, and streets are all littered with trash. Rachel Perry spoke with some of those people. Rachel, they are fed up.
That's right, Mimi and Eric. It sounds like it's a mix between the mess being an eyesore and concerns of long-term impact. But a manager with Waste Connections tells me he's trying to solve people's concerns.
What anybody would think, it's what a mess.
A windy day makes for a big mess. And Dave DeBlau is fed up with seeing it.
Even though we know it's windy and stuff like that, there's got to be a better way to contain this.
DeBlau and several other people who live nearby continue their fight with Waste Connections. That company operates the Winnebago landfill. He tells me the trash blows everywhere and neighbors have to clean up the landfill's mess.
They're constantly picking up along the roadways and stuff are the battles that we're dealing with, and using legal channels to try and correct it, to try and end this mess.
But Waste Connections District Manager Lacey Ballard says the company's doing its best.
We have about 10 people working on collecting it right now, including myself. Basically all hands on deck to try to get it as cleaned up as soon as we can.
While this specific area is landfill property, Ballard adds Waste Connections understands the community's concerns.
It's an eyesore for neighbors, and we don't like that. We're very concerned about their well-being as well as keeping our facility as clean as we can. And obviously this isn't how we'd like to see it, so we're deploying a lot of resources to it.
That means a new fence. Ballard hopes it will make a difference. DeBlau is skeptical.
I've ordered about 3,500 additional feet of 8-foot chain link fence that would protect this particular area.
As far as keeping it from out of the trees here, no, it ain't going to stop that.
Ballard says the fence should be up in a week or 2, and DeBlau tells me the smell from the landfill has gotten better, but he wishes the litter would too. Eric?
Thanks, Rachel. A downtown Rockford restaurant owner takes his fight against Rockford City Market to social media. Abreu owner Paul Sletton posted this on Facebook. It says, "Keep state open, support local business." It's his latest move to prevent the city from closing off State Street from Wyman to Madison every Friday during the market's summer season. The issue will be brought up during Monday's City Council meeting. Sletton hopes his social media strategy will convince residents to reach out to aldermen and tell them to vote against it.
They are supposed to be a proponent of incubating small business and helping small business. And this flies in the face of all of that.
City Market tells us they're not trying to hurt businesses, but are willing to work with the city on the final plan. Again, council is expected to discuss this Monday night.
A State Line veteran gets a big surprise. This after a local contractor picks his home for a complete makeover of the exterior of the house. Nikel Delgado was there for the happy announcement. Nikel, the winners were nominated 3 times.
That's right, Mimi. This contest is by nomination only. This year, they had over 60 entries. All 3 of Susan and Gene Schaefer's children nominated them.
Overwhelmed, yeah.
Awesome. This is a shock.
Sue and Gene Schaefer shed tears of joy and shock after they found out they were the lucky winners of the Randy Palmieri and Son giveaway.
This is the house that we bought in '73, and we've been here since. All 3 kids were raised. Yep.
Family, neighbors, and even some old friends showed up for the surprise.
I see so many neighbors we haven't seen for years. They showed up here. Friends, neighbors, veterans.
Being on the receiving end of such generosity is new to the Schaefers. Gene won some money a few years ago. Instead of keeping it, he handed out $50 envelopes at a Walmart during the Christmas season. His oldest daughter, Christine Frank, told me he deserves a surprise of his own.
I saw the ad on TV, and I thought, oh, we need to turn Mom and Dad in for that, you know. Then my brother called, hey, there's this ad for Palmieri and Son. I go, I saw it. He goes, let's do it. And I'm like, okay.
The Schaefers tell me they feel there are others who are more deserving.
I wish Randy would take it to some other veteran's house.
The Palmieris say the letters proved otherwise.
It was really kind of special because 2 out of the 3 letters we really didn't realize were from the same family until we really got to looking at them. Yeah, they were heartfelt, but they were totally wrote in different text.
It's overwhelming. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It really is. I'm like, this is...
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you to everybody.
They will get started on the renovation within the next month after picking and ordering supplies. The Schaefers tell me they are excited to make their new house a Packers colors. Eric, Mimi?
These Bears fans are speechless, but it was so great to see that giveaway, and they are well deserving for sure.
Absolutely. Well, as we reported at the top of the show, police officers often deal with suspects suffering through mental health issues.
It's an issue many officers nationwide admit they could use more training with. Coming up on Eyewitness News at 5, there's an effort underway right now in Congress to do just that.
And our temperatures today got up into the 50-degree mark here in Rockford. That's still almost about 10 degrees below normal. Find out when that warmer temperatures do return coming up in a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Scott Leber, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
As the war in Ukraine escalates, Russia issues a threat to the U.S. and NATO.
Russia warns of unpredictable consequences if the alliance keeps sending military aid to Ukraine. President Biden announced this week the U.S. would send $800 million worth of equipment, including drones, anti-tank missiles, and armored vehicles.
It's really designed very much more specifically and tailored to the kind of fighting that we think the Ukrainians are going to be experiencing in the Donbass here in coming days and weeks.
The White House is considering sending a high-level official to Ukraine soon. It likely won't be the president.
A new bill in Congress could change the way law enforcement interacts with people suffering from mental or behavioral problems. Lawmakers tell our Washington correspondent Rashad Hudson that this is a start to meaningful police reform. Eyewitness News is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito says police officers need better training.
It's outdated.
Capito is introducing the Law Enforcement De-Escalation Training Act.
This will be good for all of our law enforcement at all levels.
The bill would improve training for police officers interacting with people dealing with mental or behavioral health issues.
Most of the police officers that I talked to said that the de-escalation of different situations is an area that needs to have reinforcement.
Capito was a part of the bipartisan police reform talks that followed the murder of George Floyd. Those talks fell apart, but Capito says this is a good first step. David Muhammad with the National Institute for Criminal Justice Reform says Capito's bill doesn't go far enough.
There also has to be the implementation of these accountability structures so that officers who engage in bad behavior are held accountable.
Muhammad says to help both law enforcement and the communities they serve, traditional policing needs to be restructured.
We need to shift that to have different types of responders who aren't sworn law enforcement officers with firearms and focus our police officers on the serious and violent crime.
Although he would like to see broader police reform, he is urging Congress to pass Capito's bill. Reporting in Washington, Rashad Hudson.
Well, we've had a cool start to the end of the work week.
But some warmth is on the way. Jordan times it all out for us in your First Warn weather forecast. That's next.
Now, your First Warn weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
We kind of have an active pattern showing up there on our satellite radar, but luckily not really much is reaching the ground because of the dry air that we have here at the surface. So notice what's going on with our satellite radar, but compare that to our current dew points, with dew points still sitting in the teens and 20s. So because of that, not really anything quite reaching the surface. We did have a little bit trying to spit out some precipitation on our SkyTrack camera out in Freeport, but beyond that, just very light precipitation or sprinkles through the rest of this evening. Not really much is expected here. Now, we are still seeing a little bit of a wind out of the west, but definitely much calmer than it was yesterday, but we are still seeing those winds right around 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusting up to about 20 or 25 here today. Now, those wind gusts will calm down here through the evening and the overnight, but as we get later on into the day tomorrow, those wind gusts pick back up, getting up to about 30 miles an hour there for the afternoon as well. That'll come out of the northwest as opposed to the west like they were today. Now, those temperatures are much warmer, especially as we get further south. We still see temperatures near the 90-degree mark in Oklahoma, but those temperatures up here are still in the 40s and even close to that 30-degree mark across the state line. We are still seeing temperatures in the 40s, upper 40s, close to that 30-degree mark if we get closer to the north and the northwest, where they had a little bit clearer skies here earlier today. Our weather watcher Jim did report a temperature of 46 degrees and again a dew point of 22, so definitely some drier air here at the surface close to the Rockford area. Through the rest of tonight, really not much is expected as far as precipitation. We will see some clearing skies through the evening as well. Those clear skies and not really much going on hangs with us through the next couple of days till we get later on into Easter, into the day, and then we see some precipitation moving in toward the evening in the overnight hours as well. Speaking of our Easter, we check out our Easter weekend forecast. Saturday is looking a little bit warmer, up into the 46 degrees, but Saturday night down to 27 again, 46 again for Sunday, but then we have some rain, maybe some snow mixing in toward the back half of the day into the overnight as well. So we check out our extended futurecast here. We check out these next couple of systems working their way in. Some rain and snow chances there later on into Sunday and into Monday. And then another weather system brings us some more rain chances later on into the week toward the day on Wednesday. Those will be some widespread rain showers, at least for Wednesday. After this week, we have much colder temperatures, at least in place for now, but looking ahead, we have much warmer temperatures that will be set in place, or at least a high probability of above average temperatures from the 21st through the 25th, according to the Climate Prediction Center. Now tonight, back to the temperatures into the 20s, still some clearing skies, and then tomorrow we'll get back up into the 40s with a lot more sunshine early on into the day. 7-day forecast is showing those cooler temperatures, at least initially on the 7-day. Some chances for some rain Wednesday, and then we get 60s toward next weekend.
It's nice to see that trend near the end of the 7-day forecast.
Yeah, warm-up sounds good.
Thanks,
Scott's
Jordan.
in next to talk sports. Is he giving the Bulls any chance to upset the Bucks in the playoffs?
And Scott will tell us why we should give the United States Football League a chance as it relaunches this weekend.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
Compared to recent years, this has been a good season for the Bulls, but their slide the last couple months has been discouraging, and now they had to face the defending champs, the Bucks, in the playoffs starting Sunday. Do the Bulls have a chance in this series? I'd say it's a very slim chance. The Bulls have lost to the Bucks 16 of the last 17 times they played. The Bulls have all sorts of matchup issues with the Bucks. The Bulls' weaknesses are their three-point shooting and their inside game, both on offense and defense. I can see the Bucks taking the ball inside a lot with Giannis and Brook Lopez and dominating. The Bulls don't have anybody with length to match up with Giannis, but then most NBA teams don't. The Bucks have more playoff experience, they have better chemistry, and perhaps the best chemistry of any team in the NBA. I think the Bucks will win this series potentially in a 4-game sweep, but I'll give the Bulls 1 game, so it's over in 5. Fred VanVleet and the Raptors will meet the Sixers in the opening round. The Sixers are the 4th seed in the East, the Raptors the 5th seed. Most experts are going with the Sixers and their megastars, Joel Embiid and James Harden. I'm taking the Raptors. Harden isn't the same James Harden that he was in Houston. Embiid's great. I mean, the Raptors don't have any one player to match up with him, so they're going to throw extra bodies at him. But the Raptors have the advantage everywhere else, including depth. VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, Gary Trent Jr., Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, Thaddeus Young, Chris Boucher. I mean, these guys, they're not all stars, but they're all excellent players. This series will go the distance, but the Raptors will take it in 7. Have the Bucks repeating as NBA champions, just like last year in the finals against the Suns. The Bucks win it in 7. All right, the USFL makes its return this weekend. I'm not really a spring football person, but I got to say, I'm very intrigued by what this league has planned. Lots of innovations that should make the TV viewing experience better than ever. Drone cameras providing overhead shots, helmet cams and microphones on some of the players, hat cams on the officials, computer chips in the footballs that will indicate whether or not the offense makes a first down. Footballs that glow when they cross the goal line in goal line situations. And the option for teams to go for 1, 2, or 3 extra points, and a whole lot more. I think we're going to love a lot of this stuff, and as I've said previously, I expect the NFL will be copying a lot of it in the future. It's worth checking out, and we're going to have a game on Fox 39 tomorrow night at 6:30. That's my take. We'll be right back.
I think most of us are really looking forward to a nice spring day where it's sunny and mild.
It'll be here one day, but just not this weekend.
Just not today.
Not today. No, eventually, but not today. We did have those much windier conditions yesterday. We did die those winds down quite a bit today, but we still had winds gusting up to close to 30 miles an hour. We have a lot showing up on our precipitation, our satellite radar there from Rockford Auto Glass and more. Not really much of anything reaching the ground, though, because of how dry it is at the surface, with dew points in the teens and 20s. Those 40s and 50s for our temperatures remain with us through Easter weekend. Easter looks at least sunny for the beginning part of the day, but then we have some precipitation, maybe some snow mixing in toward the back half of that into the day on Monday. Temperatures back up into the 50s for Tuesday and Wednesday with some rain chances there Wednesday as well. Then we're back up into the 60s with a lot drier conditions heading into the weekend.
Sounds better. Thanks, Jordan.
And thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.